Hello, it says we're live. Let me know with a 5x5. And thank you for coming to the Rob Report. Another episode of me giving you local, national, global news without a lot of the BS or cutting through the BS for you. How are we doing out there? Thank you, Pilgrim, for being here down the rabbit hole. Savage Lee Forest, Outlaw Farms, Dome Seeker, thank you for being here, all of you. First off, I have lost yet another former fellow at arms to the horrible self-deletion button. So if you have or know a veteran that's in crisis, let him know that him or her know that they can call the Veterans Crisis Line at 988. That's it. They push 988 call. It's kind of like 911, but for people who want to self-delete themselves. So they push 988, one for English. Okay? So share that if you need to. How's everyone doing tonight? Got the 5x5 from Savage Lee. Thank you. Chaos Prepper, it's okay. We are just beginning. First off, in breaking news, Bussetto brand meats sold in Sam's Club in Illinois, Chicago, Ohio, and a few other states have a charcuterie board that is, they suspect salmonella contamination, and they are doing an 11,000 pound recall. So if you have a charcuterie board, all right, that's the board with all the little samples of meats and cheeses on it with a creation date of October 30th. First off, why you would still have that from October 30th, you should expect to have some kind of nasty thing growing in it. But if you do have that in your refrigerator, do not consume it. Okay? There's that. And I will hop into the chat here shortly. Outlaw Farms, thank you. Yes, we had 2 self-deletes in the past 3 months, I believe, from people that I served with. Hopefully not anymore in the future. I will never self-delete. If I am found deleted, it was the Clintons or Mossad. Okay? So there's that. Thank you, Dynamite, for putting the disclaimer. In Iowa, we all know or should know that there was a school shooting this morning at approximately 07:30 their time. 1 dead, 1 student dead, 4 other students wounded. The shooter as well is dead. The shooter was a 17-year-old student of the school. No further details at this time that I have. Of course, Democrats in the state were quick to jump on the anti-gun bandwagon, stating that students shouldn't be looking for escape routes in school or hiding or running. I concur with that statement. The fact that the police had a 7-minute response time is good on those law enforcement officers. However, a 30-second response time with armed teachers or school personnel would have been much better. So let's not criminals. Okay, it is illegal to shoot people in school. That's it. The shooter is already violating the law. So making more laws will not stop them from violating those laws as well. Florida Surgeon General urges healthcare providers to halt the use of COVID-19 mRNA vaccines. If you wish to know more about that, feel free to Google it. 231 U.S. soldiers, saw an interview with a Green Beret, are suing the federal government they want the commanders who pushed the mandates in the military for the COVID vaccine, they want them court-martialed. You can go to militaryaccountability.com to support them and sign their petition. They are stating that the commanders violated the laws, violated HEPA, violated their religious and constitutional freedoms by enforcing illegal, unconstitutional mandates and by ignoring religious exemptions. So again, if you want to support those soldiers, 231 soldiers, go to militaryaccountability.com. Biden's DOJ is suing the state of Texas for allowing law enforcement to arrest illegals. I'll give that a second to sink in. They are suing the state of Texas for allowing law enforcement to enforce laws. Yes. Texas border residents tell Washington, stop holding conferences, shut down the border. And I believe yesterday the White House press secretary said that those types of things are not what the people want. You need to remember that you, if you live along the border, are not considered the people. Okay? You also do not want impeachment of Biden to proceed because the people do not want that. They do not count you as people. InfoWars. If you go to InfoWars.com, you can find a really interesting video. An embedded reporter named Efrain Gonzalez embedded himself with a migrant caravan. While the caravan stopped at shelters along the way, migrants received GPS coordinates on locations where they can safely cross the border into the United States. It also documents Mexican military personnel protecting pathways for the migrants as they approach the U.S. border. Again, that was on Infowars.com. On Twitter, Trump is not on the Epstein client list. For now, we don't know. Might be, might not, but for now, no one has found him on the Epstein client list. However, I'm sure that they were looking. Also on X and some other platforms, former Israeli spies say that Epstein worked for Israeli intelligence. A lot of people are assuming that if this were true, that Epstein was simply running a very large honeypot scheme. For those that do not know what a honeypot scheme is, it is where you get all kinds of juicy blackmail material against high-ranking politicians and military personnel in order to make them do what you want in the future. Taliban spokesperson. In lighter news, the Taliban public representative stated, "You won't find any Taliban on #Epstein's list." I found that to be slightly amusing. Oh, all right. January 8th, coming up on Monday, Germany is going to have a farmer protest. Now, the last farmer protest was absolutely insane. The farmers are upset about the cost of diesel and diesel rationing, diesel limits placed upon them. It takes diesel to operate farm machinery. In the last protest, they were dumping dump truckloads of manure, spraying liquid fertilizer, and pig shit on buildings, roads, everywhere. So January 8th, Monday, look forward to looking up the German protests because I'm sure the shit is going to hit the fan. It is going to be rather entertaining. The Russia and Ukraine conflict continues pretty much at a stalemate. The Pentagon complains that Iran gives artillery and drones to Russia. Meanwhile, the Pentagon gives artillery and drones to Ukraine. No, nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Now, you will see estimates all over the place where Russia has suffered 500,000, 600,000, whatever, astronomical casualties in the war. That the Ukrainians have suffered 300,000, 400,000, whatever, insane amounts of casualties. I would like you to know that in all of World War II, in the all 6.5, 6.7 years of World War II, in every theater of battle combined, the U.S. only lost about 400,000 troops in a global war. So just that number alone should make you think that both Fox and CNN and everybody else are full of crap. Internal analysts within Ukraine put the estimates closer to 30,000 Ukrainian soldiers and 25 to 50,000 Russian soldiers killed since the beginning of the conflict. Okay, this is based off of independent research, based off of life insurance policies paid out, death certificates issued by states, and the like, off of real data. All right, this is not just amazing numbers to baffle and confuse you. Yesterday, there was a prisoner exchange. The Ukraine received 230 prisoners of war that Russia had, and Russia received 248 prisoners back. ISIS claims responsibility for bombing Iran. The Iran bombing that took place at General Soleimani's tomb, killing, well, if you listen to Fox News, 83 people. If you ask Iranian or any third party, it was closer to 200. Yes, some names were duplicated, but I'm going to go with the source closer to the actual bombardment. They are claiming that ISIS has claimed responsibility. And at the same time, some are claiming that ISIS is doing work possibly subcontracted for Mossad. Mossad is Israel's elite intelligence service. Okay, Fox News reports Iranian bombing, probably not Mossad. So, you can't make this stuff up. U.S. kills militia leader with a drone strike in Iraq. All right. Iraq says the U.S. can't target Iraqi security services. Yes, the Shia militia group that the U.S. was targeting is considered part of Iraqi's internal defense forces. And they don't want us there. Why are we there? They called it unauthorized aggression from the United States. And one of the nails in the coffin, the reason I titled on the thumbnail, The End of America. Stand by. Are you ready for this? Let's hop in the chat real quick and see what's going on. You sound like Walter Cronkite. Well, thank you. It's either that or Ron Burgundy. You know, have me a nice little glass of whiskey here. You stay sexy, stay classy, San Diego. Whatever he said. Outlaw Farm says, I have a very bad feeling about this coming year. Feel we'll be closer to civil war and World War III. You kind of know what's on the other side of this card. All right. Ed. Oh, somebody's talking to somebody else. Down the rabbit hole with the Ron Burgundy. That's Rob Burgundy. There we go. I'm Rob. Give me grow my mustache out, curl it up. I'm Rob Burgundy. Wait till I get an RV full of bowling balls and scorpions and deep fat fryers. It'd be great. Who wants to go for a ride? We're going to ride to the ice wall and see if it's flat. Still planning that, by the way. Okay, are you ready for what's behind this card here? This card here. This is the proverbial nail in the coffin. I will even get out my handy dandy marker, dry erase, so that I can show you how the nails are being driven in. Saudi Arabia officially joins BRICS. That happened this week. Now, a lot of people are like, so what? Big deal. BRICS, Brazil, India, China, South Africa. Okay. What could be the problem? Their primary currency is the renminbi. The renminbi. Yes, that is the primary currency of the BRICS nations. For those that do not know, the renminbi is the official name of the Chinese yuan. Okay? So, basically, nail in the coffin. All of these countries have agreed that they are tired of the US dollar having dominance. All of these countries have decided to go with the Chinese yuan as their primary currency for international exchange. And they are going to start using that. The first stage, isolate. They are isolating the United States economically. The US government, the Carnegie Institute, the think tanks say the US says it's not feasible due to the renminbi not easily being exchanged for US dollars. That doesn't make it not feasible. That makes it a bigger problem for the US dollar. It's not easily exchanged. That's not a they problem. That is a us problem. That all these other countries are starting to do business in a currency that is not easily exchanged with ours is a major problem. They are coalescing, isolating what they see as an economic military threat. China restricts the volume of the renminbi. That makes it hold its value. They're not just printing. Who is? This country is printing. So eventually it will take 2, 4, 10, 100. What happens when all of these nations decide, yes, we will accept the US currency for whatever product, but we want twice the price in your dollars because your dollars are shit. Our economy collapses. That's what. When all the countries that produce goods and services for you start their own economies based off of one unifying currency, that is the death of your country, whether you like it or not. That is going to be the nail in the coffin. There is a way to save it. There is, and I will tell you momentarily as soon as I hop in the chat. Outlaw Farms, bye-bye USA. Yes, 100% one way or another. America, welcome to Venezuela. Yes, we started receiving oil from, yes, we're going to become Venezuela for a while as we devolve, but we are currently getting oil from Venezuela for now. All right. I'm not sure which currency they're using, probably US dollars, but that will change. That will change once Venezuela is like, no, you have to talk to China and get some of their renminbi ones, and then you can buy it from us. The first country that says that is just striking a death blow. All right. America's head is in the guillotine. It's in the guillotine. They're hoisting up that rope real good. All right. It's coming. Pilgrim says the US dollar is going to be a game of hot potato. It kind of is getting that way fast. A measure of wheat for a penny, a day's wage for a loaf of bread. Yes, you are correct. And let me thank everybody who did support, because there was a super chat that came through the other day, and I don't think I saw it. I saw it pop up later in the thread, and I didn't catch it. Whoever that was, I apologize. I'm going to use any super chats I get to buy glasses so that I can see stuff. Okay? And sometimes I miss stuff because it goes up. I'm focusing here and not here. So I'm going to buy glasses. I promise I will buy glasses in the near future. All right. What we're about to see in the future is a breakdown of law and order. And if you didn't see the judge today in Las Vegas get attacked by the person she was preparing to give a prison sentence to, go and watch my short, Judge Attacked. It is quite entertaining, but that is just the beginning of things to come. We see law and order breaking down all over the place. Texas being sued by the Department of Justice for enforcing laws is a prime example of what is leading to the catastrophic collapse of law and order in this nation. They're going to continue dividing you by race and culture, and it will devolve. It will devolve into some form, option A, option B. Both options really, really bad. Option A, it devolves into a civil war, regional conflicts. Option B, somehow, the government will solidify its power and crack down in a very dystopian manner, whether it be with leftist morals or the right morals of the right. Either way, a large group of the population will have to go. And under dystopian regimes, whether they be socialist or capitalist, large groups of people always go away at a rapid pace, and in very scary ways. Yes, someone is getting rounded up in the future. It's inevitable. In the event of a civil war, people will be rounded up. It's inevitable. So either way, eventually, large groups of people will be rounded up. It's happened on every continent, in every culture, in every society, over and over again. It has happened in American society. Ask a Native American. Ask a Japanese person was alive during World War II. Ask German people, Italian people that were alive during World War II. People get rounded up. Ask Islamic people that were in the country, citizens, during 9/11, immediately thereafter. People were rounded up. Smaller numbers, but times change, and so do the numbers. Holy shit. Thank you, Black Cat Worthy Gig. Glasses Fund. That's actually blurry as shit. I just saw bright orange and a big 20. But thank you. Yes, I'm a heart that. Got a heart that. For the Glasses Fund. Appreciate that. But yes, now how to save America. They are isolating us, which will help push us further into or faster into the Great Division, the Great Reset, where it's going to be far left or far right. Someone is going to start bad things. The only way to stop that is, one, you limit who comes into this country. Two, we become completely self-reliant again. Right now, most of our pharmaceuticals come from this part of the world: Southeast Asia, the South Pacific, China. Most of our manufacturing, Ireland, India, the Koreas, Vietnam, Taiwan, China. We need to get those back. We need to start building here. And let me explain something. We will become self-reliant again. It's either before or after a giant conflict here. One of the two. But seeing how the left is not willing to limit who comes, and the left does not want to be self-reliant, it's going to be after. It's going to be after. Something I want to explain to everybody, because a lot of people don't understand how things work. A lot of people had a problem with Trump's tariffs that he put on China and other countries. Let me explain how it works for you. When I go overseas, when I'm in Thailand or someplace like that, when I was there with, when Jaden was just a baby, just born, if I wanted something from America, something that was made in America, if it cost $10 here, it cost at least 20 US dollars there, because Thailand had an 80% tariff on all US products. Think about that. Whatever the value was, the Thai government slapped an 80% fee on top of it just to get it in the borders. So you had to add more on top of that just to make a profit. So if you figure the profit was only 20%, I literally paid 100% more for every American item. And that's why you cannot find American items in most foreign countries, because they tariff the shit out of us. So Trump's policies were to do the same thing to them that they were doing to us. Oh, if you let our products come in for free, we'll let yours. If you slap a 70, 80, 100% tariff on ours, we will do it to you. The left didn't like that. Why? Whose pockets were being lined? Well, if you pay attention to the Biden administration, you already know. All right. We have heard, you're going to hear a speech, as I told you yesterday, from Biden tomorrow. They just dropped their first campaign ad today, and it's about extremism and the destruction of democracy. First off, again, we don't live in a democracy. Remember, the Biden administration, the left, Democrats, and when I say Democrats, I don't just mean the people that are wearing suits and ties and DCs. Your average Democrat that you meet at Walmart, that you play bingo with, that you have a drink next to at the bar at your local VFW, they go along with the concept that you are a domestic threat. They believe that you are, in their words, a threat to democracy, a threat to progress, a threat to safety, a threat to security. Now I ask you, in your experience, in your knowledge, whatever level it may be, how does the U.S. government usually deal with its threats? Ask the militia leader in Iraq. Oh, wait, you can't. They dropped a fucking bomb on him. Pardon my language. You're all considered extremists. And all they need is their version. Look what happened after 9/11. It was war. War. Didn't matter who. It didn't matter that the Taliban government was willing to turn bin Laden over if we sent extradition paperwork. Haven't you heard that before? You must not have been on my channel very long. Yes, the Taliban government was willing to turn over bin Laden if the government sent extradition paperwork. We told them, up yours, give them to us, or we'll come and get him and get you too, because war makes money. And Afghanistan has some of the largest lithium deposits in the world, and now there's an electric car craze. So there's that. But nobody talks about that. So what happens when there's a big enough 9/11 style event that they can blame on you? Boxcars, anyone? All right. I did some research today. I've said before, it's woke versus anti-woke. And let me kind of pin that up there. Yeah. It's woke versus anti-woke. And after doing some research, I realized that if you Google countries that are, how many countries are pro-woke, pro-LGBT? you will come up with a list of countries, all these countries that are, thank you, window litter. What's this say? New Eyes Fund. Thank you, Rob, for your information and insight. Thank you. That is really hard for me to see, but thank you. I don't know if I can change it. I don't think I can even change the color of that because the orange on the white, but thank you. And that's why I hate driving at night, because I got the light bulbs. The light goes, you know what I'm saying? I got stigmatism, I believe it's called. Anyway, I was doing my research today, and it blew my mind that there's a list. If you just Google how many countries are pro-LGBT, it'll be a bing, pro-gay, whatever, bing, it'll come up. But then as I dug, which I do, I like to find out the truth. I started comparing other lists of countries with those same lists. And basically, every country that has a high percentage of persons, of a population that actually supports LGBT wokeness, has hate speech laws that will imprison you. Yes, imprison you for very slight amounts of hate speech, or what they consider hate speech, against those communities. So, of course, it's going to say Denmark has 98% or 97% approval, nationwide of, because if you speak out, you go to jail. That's how it works in socialist countries. All right. And a high percentage of those countries are socialist or well on the road to socialism. If you take nothing else from this, remember that both the right and the left, when you hear the right and the left in this country today on the news, turn on the news, they are arguing about different things, but the one thing they both have in common, the one thing that they both have in common, is that they both want more money. Think about that. More money. None of them want less money. They just want more money for their cause. Let's stop giving them our money. Let's stop giving them our money. All right. Small ways. Buy as many things that you can from the black market. Now, people think black market and they hear, it's illegal. It's, drugs. No, the black market is any market, any good or services that is not regulated and taxed by the federal or state government. So if you pay for a cleaning service, find somebody who will clean your house in cash. No taxes. If you are going to go to a car wash, all right, pay somebody to do that for you. If you're going to go to a farmer's market, buy stuff for cash. Hey, I'll give you cash price. Food trucks, say, hey, do you have a cash discount?